The 6 o'clock news actually begins taking shape at about 9 in the morning when assignments editor Bill Goodman begins running down potential stories. He checks what's called a futures file and attempts to follow up on stories from the day before.
Sergeant Bill Goodman, Channel 5 News. How are you? Working hard this morning? What you got for me on the Birchfield situation? Yeah. Yeah. Is there a possibility that you might have a tentative identification on the guy that, and you know, you might know that he was involved in other... Yeah. Do you think you'll have anything on it today?
The night before, Channel 5 News learned of a coal miner trapped in a mine near Union City, Kentucky. A decision was made to fly one of our chartered planes with reporter Jim Gilchrist and photographer Milton McClurkin to the coal fields to report on rescue efforts. But it's not all hard news. Reporter Bill Perkins and photographer Mark Weiner cover the Pearl High Chorus, serenading Mayor Briley on the courthouse steps. Perkins and Weiner jockey for position at an impromptu news conference.
He's got the imagination, and it shows up in this thing. Very, very. Give us another number, will you? Sure. Then we'll pass out. Get him, Jackie.
There's a controversial referendum in Hendersonville, and Alan Muse gets the assignment. His problem is to line up potential interviews.
This is Alan Muse of Channel 5 Television calling. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this election that's coming up tomorrow in Hendersonville. We'll be coming out there a little later on today to talk to some different people, and I wonder if there's some time I can get together with you and do a brief interview with you on what you think the issues are and where your group stands. If it'd be more convenient for you just to come down here, that'd be fine. Muse, M-U-S-E.
By this time, Gilchrist and McClurkin have packed their gear to the mouth of that Kentucky coal mine. The miner is thought to be trapped 300 feet under, and just getting down to where he's supposed to be is a desperate, dangerous job. Gilchrist is interested in these rescue methods.
Normally, we've been trying to get in every 2 hours.
What did you do about dynamiting around one section and dropping telephone lines in?
Muse is leaving for Hendersonville, and Goodman is having his traditional brown bag lunch.
From the Mrs. Castile liquor store robbery last month.
Yeah.
Coming up any time. I think you ought to call him back. He
Has Dick come back from the Capitol yet?
No.
Yeah, I'll have to. Okay. You get these in the press room?
Yeah.
Can I, make any calls for you?
I wish you would. I still haven't reached one of these guys on the anti-list. I'm just going to try a couple of them when I get out there. Let me leave you a couple of numbers, and just try those while I'm gone. We're going to go ahead and just try to scare some people out of the woodwork out there.
It's 1:30 in the afternoon, and news director Chris Clark reports into the newsroom.
I'm on my way to the governor's meeting.
Bill Perkins, who checked in at 5 a.m., finishes his City Hall story and finally can go home.
And I'll tell you what I've done. Joe Binkley's in court till 4 o'clock. I've talked to Sergeant Nickens and the people up there, and of course there's nothing new. I haven't talked to Shriver, but some of the hard and fast rules and...
You want to break out 1 minute and 30 seconds?
Yes, sir. I want to do about 2:30 or whatever. They've got a great story, and we're the only people in the world that have it. And, so, yeah, I'm just blank up here about this.
Let's try Shriver. And try Binkley. You need something. What court is Beasley?
He's in criminal court.
Ready to go? We're late to go. I've got him.
Clark and photographer Dennis Drennan draw the governor's monthly press conference. Reporters from around the state gather in the governor's office to question him about his opinions on key topics.
For only 6% of our driving population, but causes better than 70% of all our accidents. The functionings of the mind which give people some reason to believe they can operate an automobile.
With 20 reporters and only one governor, it's a battle to be heard.
With all the comments that we've had from other newsmen about members of your staff contacting this person and that person, you think maybe members of your staff might be trying to set up a leapfrog for you?
I'm always told to be careful about those frogs. They can do terrible things to you, Chris.
Then it's back to the station to write the story and have the film processed.
K4386, KID 648. We're 10/8/10/19 from the Governor's News Conference. Should be on the station in the next 5 minutes.
We're breaking all magnet rules.
Gilchrist and McClurkin are back from Kentucky with their story.
The coal mine, the area itself is 3,500 acres. And the area he's lost in is 300 acres.
Really?
It's a monster.
Are there a lot of people around?
Newsroom, yeah. Family and everything. Yes, ma'am.
Let's get the...
Okay, ma'am. I'll tell that to the newsreel lady, and we'll see if we can't get that run again on Saturday or Sunday.
The Highway Patrol is using helicopters and pace cars in an effort to crack down on motorists passing stopped school buses. Newsman Harry Chapman and Chief Photographer Dick Davis are sent to investigate.
There will be a spot check at different locations.
By the time this story is completed, Chapman and Davis will have traveled by patrol car, school bus, and helicopter.
You got enough, and then go outside. You'll get right into your audio tape. Enough to introduce him in the office and use the audio tape. The audio part's going to be a little bit too long, and you won't have enough film, so you better...
I got some short.
In the newsroom, state, national, and international information is compiled from the wires of the United Press International and Associated Press. Decisions are being made. What stories will run?
You kept the governor yet? Okay, get the sound film down to that part where I asked about the fraud and all that. Take it up there and I'll on the side on my part.
What I wanted to do was use that thing where he just before...
The film is edited.
That's 22 seconds, put a piece of leader between them.
Photographers and reporters work together.
This is exclusive film. You know which one has the bigger staff interview?
In television news, it's a race against the clock. Every story has to be precisely timed.
Charles Humble has operated this Amoco station since December of last year, but now the company has increased the price of gasoline to him by almost 2 cents a gallon. Humble says that's more than competing major brands have increased, and Humble says he just can't compete. How you coming, Chris?
Phil Della Sola and Joe Rohilla are directing tonight's newscast.
That's the last story. Are you directing that? Yes. Rojo will be back at 10. He's in a funeral. Okay. We've We've got dollars and cents starting tonight.
Okay.
I've got it scripted where we go to the one shot of her, and she'll be expecting to go at that point.
Hot lights and sensitive cameras make it necessary for all newsmen to wear makeup on the news set.
You get a lot of letters complaining my tie's not straight. Usually it's not straight, but tonight it will be straight.
I'm going to get 11 seconds from Ron, so we're going to go with
The
it.
scripts are put in order. The last big decision before airtime.
Listen, I'm going to use your story. Okay? Who's cutting it?
It's been cut. It's been cut and it's in there. I saw it just a second ago. Sorghum Festival been killed?
I just killed it. Right here. Okay. We're 11 seconds over. You know, if we have time, I want to try to get another time on this thing.
Chris, I would call again on that mine story tonight before 10. So let us talk to him and added you a little tag on the end of the story that the rescue team this afternoon found nothing. And they got a team in now trying to put the fire out. And I said, what does that mean for the guy? And he said, it's bad. Because the only place he can be now is where the fire is.
But still, man, I need the script. Badly. I hate for anything to be a surprise.
Need it worse, I got to write on it.
Neil, sick. We on time tonight?
Just like Christmas, everybody getting a copy of it.
Here's your other one. Dick?
Check the wires through 6 o'clock, okay? I haven't checked them about 10 minutes.
Chris?
Yeah.
In the final minutes before airtime, all the elements of the newscast come together. The edited film and slides are loaded on projectors. Videotapes are checked and double-checked. In the control room, each camera shot is planned as the director goes over the script. On the news set, Chris Clark reads over the newscast carefully, checking each story. In these last few seconds, it all falls into place.
President Nixon will visit Tennessee, and an exclusive report on a mine disaster in Kentucky.
Well, rescue efforts have been slowed at a coal mine near Sullivan, Kentucky, where a lone miner has been trapped underground for 3 days. Eyewitness newsman Jim Gilchrist reports now from Union County, Kentucky.
9 hours of work for a 30-minute newscast. And at 6:30, the cycle begins again.